Hi guys, it's Mr. here from Bookaholics Book Club and welcome to this week's showcase. So this showcase is actually all the books I've got for the last 3 weeks because I just haven't had a chance to do one. So I've got like 25 books to get through, so I'm not going to talk about each one too much because obviously I don't want to bore you to death all day with a really long video. So I'll start. Donna from Book Passion for Life actually passed me on quite a few books the other day. First, she gave me The Taker and The Reckoning by Alma Katsu. This is the first and second in the Immortal trilogy. This one has actually been on my wishlist for a while. I know someone that really loves it. I'm not completely sure what it's about, but I've heard, that it's pretty good, so now I have book 1 and 2 to read. Next, an arc of Undone by Kat Clark. I absolutely loved her first book, Entangled. I haven't read Torn yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Royal Blue by Kirsty Eager. I've heard this one is pretty good as well. I'm not completely sure. I think it's a bit of a contemporary YA. A Match Made in High School by Kristin Walker. Another YA contemporary kind of book. I don't know too much about it, but I think that I will like it. Definitely something I will go for. Next, 16th Summer by Michele Dalton. I think this is probably more of a romance one, but I'm guessing by the cover. I haven't actually heard of this. I think Donna said that it was okay, so I'll get to that when I get to it. And then the last one she gave me was Paradise by Jill S. Alexander. Another one I don't know too much about. Definitely is contemporary. I think this is more of a period thing. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I didn't really read what all these are about, but I know that she liked it, so I probably will. We do sometimes have similar tastes. Next, I actually bought a few books over the last few weeks. The first one, Shades of Earth by Beth Revis. I still haven't read this series, but I got Across the Universe. I actually won it when it first came out, and then I bought the second book when that came out, and then I got this just to make sure that I could get the US editions, because sometimes after it's been out a little while it becomes unavailable over here to buy because we have to buy the UK version. And even though they've changed the covers, I wanted the US hardback to match my other hardbacks because I don't want to swap, because my copy of the first book is signed. So even though the covers don't match, they're still, the same size and hardbacks and everything. So I definitely, now I have the 3 books in the trilogy, will want to get to them pretty soon and read them all together. Next, I bought Burning Bright by Sophie McKenzie. Not normally something I would go to. It's a bit more romancy than I like, but honestly it was in an offer and I couldn't find something else. There's another one that I bought. I got Splintered by A.G. Howard. I didn't even know this was available over here. I thought it was just US hardback, but I was out on a shopping trip last week and spotted it, and because it was buy one get one half price, I got the Sophie McKenzie book as well as this. This is a kind of a retelling on Alice in Wonderland, but it's actually about a girl that was the inspiration for the author writing Alice in Wonderland, and then stuff happened to her, and it does sound like a good spin on the original tale. I did read Alice in Wonderland last year, so it'll be good to see what the author has done with it. Then the last 3 that I bought is the Midnighters trilogy, The Secret Hour, Touching Darkness and Blue Noon, all by Scott Westerfeld. I've been had my eye on this series for such a long time. And if you live in the UK, you know about The Works, which is like quite a cheap bookshop here, but they don't always have a lot in. And every time I go in, they always only have 2 of the books, but it's 3 for £5. So I finally managed to spot all 3, and so I picked them up, and I actually managed to get pretty decent copies because most of them were like quite beat up. So I sort of sifted through the pile. There was only a couple of each and got these. I do have his Ugly series as well, but I haven't read that. So now I have 2 series by this author and I haven't read anything by him. Next, I won 2 books from Carly at Fiction Fascination. I won Easy by Tammara Webber. I actually read this in December on my Kindle and really enjoyed it, so this is the book that I actually entered for so that I could have a hard copy to put on the shelf. And then I also won Reason to Breathe by Rebecca Donovan. I do actually have another copy of this that I received for Christmas, but it's a different version, so now, you know, I have this book twice, so I definitely have to read it soon. Whew. And next, for my review pile for the last 3 weeks. So first up, I got Mila 2.0, this weird manuscript. I've never had anything like this. This comes out the 28th of March. There's actually a short story available on Kindle, which I read yesterday. It's only like 15 pages, but just a little bit of a taster for that. So I'm going to read the book pretty soon, probably in February, since it comes out at the end of March. Then the next one I got that I'm excited about was Fragments by Dan Wells. This is out the 28th of March also, and it is the sequel to Partials, which I read last year and I quite enjoyed, so I've definitely been looking forward to book 2 and seeing what happens next. It's going to be weird trying to read it, this bound thing though, but definitely give it my best. Next I received Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. Obviously this is the UK cover, which I really like. This is out on the 7th of February, so that's what, next week, the end of this week. I'm actually on the UK blog tour on the 5th, so I definitely want to get to this pretty soon. It's the Carl Witch Chronicles, so she's definitely a witch, and there's magic involved. I'm not completely sure. It's been on my wish list for months and months, so I'm excited to finally have a copy, and I'm glad that I ended up waiting because I quite like the UK edition. So that's another book to get to in February. These next two are just random ones. Red River Stallion by Troon Harrison. I haven't heard of it. I have no idea where it's about. I'm not completely sure I'm going to read it. It's set in the 1830s. I don't tend to like books that set in a period or in the past, and it just looks a bit young for me. And the other one, which is also random from the same publisher, is Fairy Lies by E.D. Baker. This, that's already out, 21st of January. This is another one that just seems a bit young for me. It's about a girl she finds out is a fairy princess, and then she has to kind of choose between the human world, I guess there's a boy there that she likes, and then the fairy world. I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try, you know, if I'm in the mood for something a bit younger and lighter, I don't know. Next, another exciting one, Prodigy by Marie Lu. This is out 29th of January, so this came out a couple of days ago. I really liked Legend last year, so I'm definitely going to get to this one actually pretty damn soon. Next, Unremembered by Jessica Brody. This one is out the 28th of February. That is what the cover will look like. This is about a girl, I think. It's kind of a Bourne-esque kind of thing. I think she can't remember who she is. So she's been in an accident and she doesn't know who to trust, and she has to find out, you know, what happened to her, who she is and stuff like that. It sounds quite interesting and intriguing, a little bit different. Next is Speechless by Hannah Harrington. I read Saving June last year, her debut novel, and I liked that. This is her second novel. I'm not completely sure what it's about, but, you know, I like her writing, so I'm excited to get to her next book. I've heard that it's good. Oh, we're nearly finished. Next one, The Indigo Spell by Richelle Mead. This is out the 12th of February, so that's just under 2 weeks. So this is the third book in the Bloodlines series, which is the spin-off to the Vampire Academy series, which I loved. I really liked Bloodlines, but for some reason I just haven't read book 2, The Golden Lily, yet. So I'm going to be reading the two together pretty soon. I actually heard there's quite a cliffhanger at the end of Golden Lily, so I'm glad that I waited until I had book 3 to read straight away after and not have to wait a year. And then the last book I got that I am really excited about, Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is out 7th of February, so in a week. I read Cinder at the start of last year, and it was one of my favourite books. This is the Lunar Chronicles. They're basically very futuristic retellings of classic fairy tales. Cinder is obviously a retelling of Cinderella, and I'm guessing this is Red Riding Hood with the cape. So I'm so excited to see what happens next and read this book, because I loved the first one so much. It was just so imaginative. And that is all the books that I got in the last 3 weeks. Please let me know what you got. Leave a link on the blog or just a video link reply if you're on YouTube, and I will come watch if I can, and because I like having a nose and seeing what other books other people got and adding them to my wish list. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.